Hey everybody, welcome back to Bayou Time. I'm Harry McCulla. We always like to bring you a little good news, and that's where we have this segment. We have phase 2 of the LA1 improvement projects. We'll go out to bid at the end of this year, which is an awesome part. That's from the 4-lane in Golden Meadow all the way down to Port Fourchon, where they're going to finish that, and the bids will go out, like I say, in October 6th. So really good news for the area and certainly for the energy corridor down there. And to talk about it, we have Chett Chiasson, who is, of course, the executive director of Port Fourchon and also on the chairman of the board for the LA1 coalition. So, hey, Chett, thanks so much for joining us. And let's talk about this. This is great news that it's happening right now before all the other infrastructure projects may start kind of piling up.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me on tonight, Harry. I can tell you that, this has been a long time coming. We've worked for a long time on this. A lot of people in the community, a lot of folks in industry, a lot of people in our government, a lot of elected officials on the federal, state, and local levels have worked very hard to make sure that this project would come to fruition. And I'm very happy to say that it is. And really, back in 2018, I'll tell you a brief story here. Back in 2018, we went to the Port Commission, myself and a few of my folks here on staff, went up to New York, met with folks at Moody's, because we were looking at the potential to bond some funds out to do port projects. And I did my presentation, and when that was done, their first question to me was, when will LA1 be completed? And I knew then and there that we had to be all in on getting this road completed. So we worked together as a community, as a local, state, and federal delegation with the governor, with Congressman Scalise, and all of the delegation on the federal level to get funds put in place. And what we did was we were able to work very hard with the state legislature. And in 2019, was part of that $700 million infrastructure bill that was put in place that uses the BP economic damage dollars for infrastructure. LA1 was is the first project on that list of $150 million to go to DOTD. So that started a trickle-down effect and some things rolling where we had, again, there was BP economic damage dollars that the legislature passed for LA1. Then the Port Commission itself, we put our money where our mouth is, and we committed $25 million to the project. They're coming from the Port Commission, $5 million a year for 5 years. We had the parish government put up a few dollars. The private industry has put up some dollars as well. And then we took those package of funds and went up to the federal government and was able to get through the infra grant program through the U.S. Department of Transportation. We were able to get a $135 million infra grant. So that puts together enough funds to move the ball forward. That year in 2020, when we were allocated that $135 million in federal dollars, that was the largest infra project that was awarded funds in that year. So we're very proud of that fact. And that was really because, again, we went all in, the state went all in on LA1 as being the priority in that year of infra funds. We had a meeting in January of 2020 in Washington, D.C., in Steve Scalise's office, Congressman Steve Scalise's office, with the governor, with the secretary of DOTD, with the U.S. Department of Transportation, and other members of staff, and myself and Henri Boulet with the LA1 Coalition, and some legislators from the state level, and went and said, hey, we put our whole package together to the federal government, feds, US DOT, we need these funds, and we were able to get them. So we're very proud of that fact.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Should be proud of it. So no 90-degree turns like we have right now in Leeville, so it'll be a straight shot. Will you still have a toll there?
So there will still be a toll there, but the toll is only there to pay for the current bridge that's in place. So the bridge that crosses Bayou in Leeville, is the only thing that the toll is paying for. That's $150 million that is being paid back through that toll because of some loans and some bonding that the state did.
Sure. No.
So that's what's paying for that. The rest of the road is being paid with cash money, so to speak.
Cash money.
You know,
that's
and
a Fourchon word.
Section of road,
cash
elevated,
money.
Resilient infrastructure, and you know, critically important for our community, for our future. And again, like you mentioned earlier, it's going out to bid October 6th this year. Hopefully DOTD is going to have all the contracts signed by the end of the year, by December 31st. And at some point in early 2022, the project will commence and construction will start. It's a 6-year project. It's a long project. You know, when you're looking at $450 to $500 million of work, that's a lot of work, but that's a lot of business. It's a lot of activity coming into the community. So that's going to be a good boom for the community and the businesses in our community. And we're keeping Leeville in mind. We know that this road is going to bypass Leeville. However, there's a lot of care taking place there to make sure that we have the proper signage and those things to make sure that people know that Leeville's there and that there's business there and there's things that you can do there, so that we're not fully bypassing
some of the best fishing in the world, certainly right there in Leeville. Hey, Chett, thank you so much for joining us, man. We appreciate it, and we can't wait to get it going. And 6 years from now, we'll be smooth sailing right into Fourchon. So thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Okay, we'll be right back with more Bayou Time right after this.